the end of the day, there's two folks who like this record.
4 thumbs up for Landreth. We're gonna review our own record. I think we just did. 5 stars?
5 stars.
5 out of 5
6
stars.
out of 10, guys. Really nice job. I'm Joey Landreth, and this is my brother Dave Landreth, and together we make the Brothers Landreth, and we have a new record out on May 13th called Come Morning. It's our 3rd record as the Brothers Landreth. I think safe to say this is the most exciting record release for us to date.
Always when we're making records, we're trying to capture an honest moment in time. I think that's all you can do. And we really felt like when we finished this record and we signed off on the last take, we felt like we accomplished that. We did that. We managed to maintain our honesty and our integrity from start to finish. And this is the first time that we finished a record that we keep going back to. Usually when the record's done, you kind of wrap it up with a bow and you take a step away from it, and then you start to play it live, and then you get to know the songs on stage. But with this one, we've both sort of sheepishly at first admitted, like, I've been listening to it a lot. And we were like, well, so am I. And I think that just sort of speaks to how we feel about it and how our relationship with the record is.
We had to pivot in a pretty big way and take a pretty considerable risk in terms of how we were going to record this record. Are we going to fly in drum tracks from another place? And that's kind of what we decided to do. And as soon as we had wrapped our heads around bringing in a drummer from outside, the first thought was, well, if we're going to hire somebody who doesn't live in Winnipeg, let's go down the list of our heroes and see who we can convince to play on this record with us. And the first email we sent was to a guy named Aaron Sterling, who has become pretty popular in the last handful of years. He played on a couple of John Mayer records, was in John Mayer's touring band, and played with a bunch of Taylor Swift, some massive records. And we sent him a message, and he was like, yeah, I've heard of you guys. I like what you're doing. Sure, I'll do it. It was like, oh, wow, we weren't expecting that. Normally, we're all in the room together looking at each other, developing ideas as we go. We couldn't do that with Aaron because he's in Nashville, we're in Winnipeg. It was such a foreign way to make music for us because we have traditionally been and thought of ourselves as like a roots band. We play all in one room. We look at each other when we're making records and we're bouncing ideas off each other, and this was not that. And as soon as we got the drum tracks from Aaron, we both knew that this was going to be something really, really special. And I think the lesson that I learned on this record is the power of collaboration. This is still very much a Brothers Landreth record. Aaron took things to places that we wouldn't have gone to on our own. And jokingly, I've been saying, like, when we all signed off on the parts, and Aaron sent us the individual tracks so that we can then sort of mix and get everything together, I saw bongos. And the first thought that went through my head was like, yeah, there's no way bongos are going on this record. It's just like, it doesn't work. And, bongos are so often like the punchline to a joke. But then when we heard them in the track, it was incredible. And it was like, well, now I can't imagine this without the bongos, to the point where, like, we're not doing any sequencing or tracks or anything live, but the one thing that we are kind of doing is sequencing the bongo part.
We would sit and kind of obsess over one part until we felt right, whatever. And we didn't know what that was going to be until we kind of discovered it, and we would try stuff over and over and over, and we would tear stuff down and build it up again, and with the only goal in mind of making something that just felt really honest and really integral. And when we sort of both felt that it was there, then we move on to the next thing. The title, Come Morning, was actually one of the songs that Joey brought, and it's an older song too. Mm-hmm. And it was originally called All You Can Do Is Cry.
Yeah.
And we already had a song called with crying in the title. We've had a couple of songs with crying in the title. So I was looking at it and going, you know what, I feel like we need a new title. And I went through the lyrics, and something about that lyric, which is how the song starts, just caught me. And I thought there's something really lyrical and beautiful to that. This idea of like come morning, which is like this, you're moving through something and the sun comes up and suddenly you're in a different place. One of the weird trappings of being an artist is this idea that we need to sit in suffering and pain in order to make beautiful things. And we can all agree that that's not healthy, but we all kind of do it. And we all kind of milk these moments of sadness for all they're worth because it is a place of that art comes from, because you're raw, you're emotional. It's not a place where we should stay. It's a place to work through. This idea that you need to wallow in that place in order to make beautiful things. I really reject that idea now, because part of our job as parents, we do this all day, is like your kid is suffering. I mean, they're small people, so their problems are small. Like this morning, my son didn't like the spoon that he had for his oatmeal, and he was losing his mind and painting the walls with oatmeal because of it. But my job is to help him move through that suffering, because on the other side of it, there's an important lesson, and there's growth, and there's transformation, and there's beauty and calm and peace. And so that, even the title, I don't think we really hit it then, but this idea of like, come morning, it's the whole record is about moving through trauma and grief and pain, because on the other side of it, there's something beautiful. That's not sit there, to not wallow and live in it forever, but to learn from it, to make it a part of you and move forward. And
Yeah, I hope they like it.
I hope they like it. We like it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's two folks who like this record.
4 thumbs up for the Landreth. We're gonna review our own record. I think we just did.
I think we just did.
5 stars?
5 stars.
5 out of 5.
6 out of 10, guys. Really nice job.
6 out of 10.
You can really see your heart shining in this.
No, we see what you were going for. We felt we could really tell what you were trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice try.
4 out of 5 for effort, boys.
Yeah, that'll be the Brothers Landreth. Nice try.